All right, we're going to watch Sean's backstroke, and we're going to watch him underwater here. One of the things we want to make sure that we're doing is when we're looking at the videos, also make sure you check out the notes that are in the email. Lynette and I took some time to watch her videos and just different things that we see above water, underwater, that we want you to try to keep in mind when you're looking at these videos, and things that you kind of keep in mind as you go to practice, and even after practice or prior to meets, just different things that we think are important. Nice dolphin kick there, Sean. That looks great. All right, so let's restart your video. I just wanted to kind of let you get a good quick run through there first, just to see what it is we're seeing, and we'll kind of go from there. All right, as we get into that very first stroke here with that left arm, you kind of see real quick, and we're going to look at a different view later, but you can see that your hand is entering really, really wide. All right, you got to make sure that you get those hands entering right by your ears, and one of the ways you do that is by the shoulder roll. Okay, when you kind of enter out to the side, right away you're catching, and you can see really very slight bend in that arm, very slight bend in that elbow. We want to make sure that it's a little bit deeper, and that you're just keeping your hand a little bit higher in the water and your elbow a little bit lower, not keeping your hand quite so low there. All right. We go into our right hand. You can't really tell here, but some video that we did watch also earlier, you can really see how wide you're entering. So we'll show some head shot coming in. But the other thing again here, you can see slight bend in your elbow, but that hand is way lower than that hip. You really actually want to have your elbow lower where it is, right? But your hand more up here. Okay, so that you're pushing water, and when I point this way, what I'm showing you is towards your feet or towards the other end of the pool. Okay, so make sure you get those hands up just a little bit higher with that pull. As we enter here, we see a really good job with the pinky entry. We see a really good job with the thumb being up. So you always want to have your thumb up, pinky in. So when you're coming out of the water, your thumb is up. When you're going in the water, your thumb is up, because you're always having your pinky either exit the pool last or enter the pool first. Okay, so that's a really great job right there. And here you can see, the good thing is you can kind of see that you do have a little bit of a bend in the elbow. This is a little bit better bend here. Your hand is much higher, so it's closer to where we want to see. So I like that a lot. Kick is really fantastic, Sean. Right at the surface, good, strong, fast, steady legs. They could still probably be a little bit higher, but not much higher. But your kick all in all looks pretty good there. I want to rewind real quick just to show you one other thing. Let me get to it here. There you go, right here. Your head's really, really good in the water. You got a good upper body line. Your legs are kicking to the side because you did roll a little bit to the right side. So we have some body roll, but we do got to roll a little bit better. But what we want to make sure we don't do is we don't want to lift that head up. You can see now that S is almost above the water. So you're kind of bouncing up and down. There's a C up and down. And what I really want you to watch is that swim cap. You don't want to be bouncing up and down. And that's one of the reasons why you shoulder roll. If you shoulder roll through the water, it's going to be a lot easier to keep your head still back in the water, and everything else will be perfect, okay? As we go into our turn, we've had a couple times with this. You kind of turn a little bit early, and you can see right here. So I think this. If you actually reach further out and go forward that pull instead of straight down, your turn will probably be a little bit better, because where you're turning is where you're starting to pull is right here. You can glide, okay? And you're not allowed to glide. When your hand hits your hips, you've got to flip, and you can see that big dolphin kick as you get into your turn. As you start to do your turn here, good job with your legs, good job with your head, good job with your arms, but look at the palms of your hands. Your palms are facing up. It's not a good arrow, but you get the idea that your palms are facing up. You want to take your hands at your hips. You want to turn your palms down and really basically try to throw water at your face. Okay? You want to take those hands and drive them towards your head so you can get into a nice tight streamline as you hit that wall. As your legs come over, you can see that your feet are a little bit low. Okay? Because here's your hip. You actually want your feet a little bit higher in that wall so that you're able to push down a little bit better. You don't want them lower than your hips. Okay, so get those feet a little bit higher and make sure they're a little bit closer together. Here's one heel, here's the other heel. So you've got your right leg a little higher than your left. And as you push off, you can see you have to fight to get yourself down underwater, and you started that kick right away. Now, while we like your dolphin kicks, and they're good, strong dolphin kicks, you do want to wait about 2 seconds, second and a half to 2 seconds off that wall before you start dolphin kicking. Don't be in a rush. The fastest point you are in a race is on your start. The second fastest you are is when you push off that wall. And so to break that streamlined body position by dolphin kicking right away, that does start to slow you down, even though dolphin kicking is faster than the actual swimming. But once you start dolphin kicking, man, that looks so good. Here's where the flags are, and you're about a half a body length past those flags. That's fantastic. Now, we're a little close to the surface, and we haven't started that breakout. We do want to get that breakout started just a little bit earlier. You can see your right arm is basically fully above the water from your elbow up. Your head's just broke the surface, and your hand is actually still out here to the side. All right, we got to make sure that left hand starts that pull just a little bit earlier. Or if you decide to do it with your right, whatever, you want to get that breakout just to be a little earlier than what we see right there. Once you start swimming, though, that looks pretty good. Again, your kick is pretty good. I do think you can get a little bit stronger, but not much. I mean, you know, you're right there. It's a good steady beat. You've got such a good backstroke. Just get the shoulder roll better and keep that head a little more still. Okay? Good job, Sean.